Hi everyone, welcome back to the Groundbreakers podcast. I'm Liza.
I'm Isaac.
I'm Hurricane Isaac.
I'm Josh.
And today we are talking about authenticity, being your true self. So the provocation is authenticity over everything. So what do you make of that?
Wow, everyone's looking at me. I do agree with that statement. I think you can't be the best copycat. You can't copy everyone. You can't be the best copycat. But you can be the best version of yourself. So you have to try and, like before where I was saying, I spent a lot of time by myself and I learned how to be the best version of myself and not what others want me to be or not what others are. Yeah.
So how do you develop that? Because I think in society there are so many influences all around us that would love to take us in all sorts of different directions to become all sorts of different things. So how do you find the power or the, I don't know, whatever it is, to kind of stay true and stay authentic to your own self? Where does that come from? What is that?
I think you have to realize that you, as an individual, are unique. Like there's nobody like you in this world. So to be, even if you're in the same field as somebody alike, that you and that person, you could say, I see similarities in that person. You have to know that no process you and that person would ever do the same thing. So what's the point of ever trying to become that person? Do you know what I'm trying to say? You can see your like, for example, Josh is a boxer. You can see a certain boxer, same kind of build, maybe same type of ethics. But again, they will never be the same person because we're all unique as individuals. So I think to be authentic and to be true to yourself is probably one of the biggest things you need to understand in life, probably.
Have you ever found yourself in a situation where you've almost had to compromise who you are in order to fit in and therefore kind of lost your truth along the way a little bit?
Yeah, I feel like if you've ever been to school, then that's natural to you, innit? That's a natural thing.
So what is that? What is that kind of social process that happens there?
Probably just wanting to be accepted at first, because ultimately everyone will then understand your personality over time. You can never hide yourself for 4 or 5 years. Everyone's gonna actually, after 5 years, they're gonna understand the real you, and they either are attracted to you on your personality, or they will be far from you. Do you know what I'm trying to say? So everyone will understand the real you. You will show the real you over 5 years. You'll be in certain positions where you're tested, and your reaction to that test, people see things. They don't. It doesn't just go over people's heads. If they can't, even if they ain't got the word to explain you or your personality, they still understand you. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah. Yeah. What about you, Hurricane Isaac? You're quiet on this one.
For me, I would say, I can't lie, I feel like even in secondary school, there might have been times where I might have, but most of the time I feel like I was authentic. Like,
what was that then? What does that mean?
Like, you know, like sometimes you just, you know, you don't act the way you usually act. Like you just try and fit in. But most of the time I was just always myself. And I feel like that's what got me in trouble a lot as well, because I'm like the talkative person, like the loud, always energetic guy. So
no, you really?
Yeah. So it was like when I'll be in class and I'm just like being me, teachers wouldn't really understand that. And then they'll think I'm trying to distract the other learners and all that. But my friends would know that's what I'm like, and they would be like, and because like they gravitate to my energy, they'll be calm with it, so they'll be talking back, and then it's causing problems, but it's not intentional, it's just the way I am.
So now, you know, you guys are on this project as young leaders, right? And kind of developing a sort of leadership identity, yeah? So how do you make sure that you're being true to you in kind of going out there, and because inevitably as leaders you're going to have an influential role, right? So how is authenticity going to play into that?
I'd say like, don't like be true to yourself, like your values and goals that you've had since like you were growing up and everything, don't change from it. Like because most people, what happens is, like, say for example someone like gets fame, or that sometimes they change from who they are, and people like, I don't remember that guy, like I remember when he was like this, now when he's got money he's like that. So it's like, keep to yourself, be humble as well. Don't, like, you can be happy that you got there, but don't go overboard, because then that's when sometimes you can actually lose it. and then
I do agree with that. I think that was the thing that we spoke about before when I said, when I did make it, I don't want to lose who I am as a person, because it does happen. People get something and they do forget themselves sometimes, and it's only natural sometimes because you're in such an environment. It happens so fast sometimes that you see so much stuff and your mind can't comprehend where you are. And I think as a leader, you always have to take a step back and evaluate what's happening in front of you, and remember who you are, what you stand for, and what you actually do believe in as a person. Yeah.
I think people respect honesty, but as much as they respect honesty, I think people respect consistency. And like, if your personality is consistent, over time people will be drawn to that, and the people that need to be drawn to that will be drawn to that because they're seeing a consistent part of you that they like. You know what I'm trying to say?
100%.
Yeah, and we've talked before on previous podcasts about kind of failure and making mistakes, and there is a real honesty in owning mistakes. Can you reflect on that in any way? Have you got experience in your life of when you've actually had to go, actually, I got this wrong? Like,
I think for me with GCSEs, I was that kid that didn't want to listen to my mum when she said revise. I was that kid that wanted to go to my friend's house, play FIFA and that. So when results day came, I didn't get my results that I wanted. And I took on the chin. I went to sixth form and I changed. I made sure I stayed back after school, revised properly, done my coursework on time. So when results day came for sixth form, I wasn't embarrassed to say, yo guys, I got this. I went out there with my head held high. So I learned from that, and from there, I learned sometimes you have to have accountability for yourself when you do fail.
so what was the lesson then in that moment?
Don't waste time. I was wasting time. I was a time waster, man. I was lazy. I don't know what it was, man. I just really didn't care at that time.
And how did it feel to kind of own that? Like, own that kind of like,
It
yeah,
felt
I
nice
did it
because
wrong.
I learned where I went wrong. And from there, that's when I started to realise I can't follow everyone else. I can't be a copycat. Because my friends, they didn't need to revise for the subject. I was trying to be like them, and it failed. So from there, I realised I can't copy him no more.
Yeah.
So I was a bit lost because I was still a bit of a copycat. So I started trying to find my own way. And I think in time, you've got to copy sometimes who you find who you really are, and you know how to revise and how to do certain things, and what works for you and what doesn't work for you.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I totally resonate with that. What about you guys? Can you reflect on a time when you've had to own a mistake or a failure, and how authenticity plays into that?
I wouldn't say it's a mistake or failure, but it was a missed opportunity, and that was on me because basically what happened was, so when I released Love Letter, there was a YouTuber and he got about like over 600k followers, and he messaged me and he was like, oh, I really love your song, like I want to do a reaction and review on it and post it on YouTube and get your followers up. And he was like, oh, but it's gonna, like, you're gonna have to pay for it. And like at them times, like I wasn't working, I was just chilling, living my best life. And it was like, that's when I realized, oh, I actually need money in this business, because like everything arose around money. Like if you can't pay for certain services, you won't get it, and then you will be left behind. So it's like, from then I was like, cool, I need to get my money out.
Okay. Yeah, what about you?
I think if you're going to say mistake, then you have to literally understand the word. I think most mistakes happen because people don't have the knowledge, like on actually having how to actually, I'd say, achieve that goal or that mission that they're on. Even mistakes happen because you may not think that thing is as important as it should be to you. So you can make mistakes just because you was a bit a bit lackluster or lackadaisical. I don't know if they're both words.
They're definitely words.
Thank you. But mistakes. If we're gonna talk about mistakes can happen through a lot of things. So I feel like most of it's down to a lack of knowledge, or either you didn't really care about that thing as much as you think you cared about that thing. So you have to own it. You always have to own it.
Yeah. So I always share this story, right? But when I got the job as chief executive of Studio 3 Arts, I bought a suit because I thought chief executives wore suits, right? And I'd been working there for a really long time before that. And then on the day I came back to my job, but now it's a new job, I'm chief executive now, I came in this suit. And everyone was like, Liza, what are you wearing? And I was like, oh, it's a suit and that. Because they were like, what are you doing? And in my head, that's what I had to do because that's what the role demanded. So I wasn't being true to myself at all. Because yesterday I'm wearing like my normal clothes. And then this day I've got these like shoulder pads and stuff. And can you think of a time where you feel like your true identity is had to be compromised in some sort of way, or you felt like you couldn't shine brightly because of the situation you were in, or you felt like you had to mould to get through a door or anything like that? Can you think about that?
You know, this is a mild one, but it literally happened to me earlier when we were sitting down having that discussion. I wanted to bring up my phone and actually take notes of what some of the people were saying, because some of the stuff they're saying directly links to what I want to do. But I didn't want to bring up my phone because I didn't want people to think that I was on my phone.
Okay.
Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
But then again, that's really and truly not being true to myself, because now I probably ain't going to remember half the stuff that I wanted to remember.
That's so
earlier.
interesting, yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? And me probably making a mistake thinking that everyone will think I'm on my phone just watching Instagram, instead of actually trying to, you know, like better myself, I'd say. So yeah, I had to own that mistake earlier. I actually called my cousin and spoke about that.
Really? No way.
As well. It was actually conscious in my mind.
So there's definitely something about perception in being true to yourself, and not what did you not want others to think about you? You know what I mean? Like
I just didn't want people to think that I wasn't invested in what they were saying.
Okay.
If you know what I'm trying to say. So obviously, when someone's speaking, I give them eye contact, regardless if they're looking at me or not.
Yeah.
So I didn't want that type of. I didn't want to kind of move away from that, if you know what I'm trying to say, because especially when someone's speaking, they want to be heard. Like, and if you've got the courage to speak up, everyone wants to be heard. And I feel like giving them that eye contact, again, even if they're not looking at you, is just respectful. Yeah. But then again, going against the what I should have actually done is take down the notes, because now I'm actually going to have to probably think about that by myself one day.
Side note, I think it was recorded, so we can pass that to you, so it should be alright. But what about you guys? Have you ever sort of felt like your authenticity or your true self is slightly being compromised or crushed?
In school, oh my God, boy, school and me, we're not best friends. We're arch enemies. Because, like, obviously, I'm a type of person who's creative. I'm, like, hands-on. I'm not sit down, write, listen to a teacher. So that already is stopping me from being me.
Yeah, I was about to say, because that's like the whole school thing you just described there. Yeah. So, you know.
So that is already not me. So then I'm trying to be like how they want me to be. And that's already hard. So, and then like it's an hour lesson, and like I can't just sit down and listen to a teacher talk to me for a whole hour. I'll get distracted. If someone talks, I'll be like, what? Like my attention span will just go everywhere. So then that would just get me in trouble. And the teacher will be like, oh, you always talking, you're bad. So it's like, okay, cool. So I'm trying to be myself. I can't be myself because it's seen as bad. I'm trying to be this way, but it's not working for me because that's not me. So like, what do I do now? So then it's like, for me, I'll just like go into a shell and not really pay attention, or just be doing my own thing, or just be like writing other stuff in my book when I should be doing work. So it's like, you know, it's like stopped me from being myself, but it never stopped me from being myself, because at break and lunch, I'd be like crazy. I'll be like, what?
So there's something about you have to like retreat in order to get through the thing, and then you can find those moments to kind of come back out your shell, sort of thing. Yeah. What about you, Josh?
Yeah, of course, but I can't. It's not clear in my mind, but it's a sense of trying to dress or act in a certain way or talk in a certain way, and it didn't. I didn't feel myself. Sometimes I felt a bit lost on how to talk to people, how to act, how to dress. And I'm tired of it, you know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't like it because I would dress up in a certain way that I don't even like what I'm wearing.
So why would you wear it then?
To try and like fit in, try and be one of the guys. But then again, it's like, that's their dress sense. They like that. I don't like it. You know what I'm saying? And it got to me, I don't like what I'm wearing. Like, I don't even feel nice. And you're not feeling nice, even though people say you look nice. I didn't feel nice. You know what I'm saying? So to me, that's how I thought, it's long. From there, I decided I'm going to wear what I want to wear, regardless if they like it or not. And if I feel nice, I feel nice. If I don't, I don't. But I'd rather feel nice and know that I dress in a certain way and been authentic to myself and not try to follow what anyone else is doing. Really and truly,
I think that's a really important journey, isn't it? And I think we all go through that at various times, you know what I mean? Because like school uniform does that thing where the idea is that everyone's meant to look the same. But actually, everyone finds a little way to tweak the uniform, don't they? Like someone's got, I don't know, like skinny jeans instead of like the trousers, or someone's wearing their tie in a certain way, someone's done whatever to their blazer and all that kind of stuff. So people still find ways to like customise and make things their own. And I guess that, you know, that's what a uniform does. The idea is that everyone's uniform, but actually still personality starts to kind of make its way through, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. It does.
I used to wear my dad's leather jacket from the 1970s. I thought I was so cool. I really wasn't. So one of the other things I think can really hamper authenticity as leaders and as people is imposter syndrome. Now, on Groundbreakers, we've touched on the concept of imposter syndrome quite a few times. This idea that you feel like you don't deserve to be in a certain place or you don't deserve a certain opportunity and stuff like that. Has imposter syndrome reared its ugly head in your lives? Can you think of a time where you have felt totally out of your depth or a bit like someone's going to say, all right, you've had your fun, out you go, this is not for the people like you, off you go type thing. Does that mean anything to you?
I'll say, yeah, when this whole program started and I managed to go to that boxing gym, a part of me felt like, do I really deserve it? It's just a handout, you know what I'm saying? There's other people that probably deserve it. But then I had to remember, Josh, you want this as much as they do. You know, because they haven't got it now, doesn't mean they won't get it. Doesn't mean that you don't deserve it. And I had to actually understand, Joshua, you actually deserve it because you really want this. It's not like I don't want it and I'm faking it. I had to remember, Joshua, you really want this. And yeah.
So you had to proper give yourself a talking to?
Yeah, I did.
That's really interesting. What about you, Hurricane?
It's gonna sound strange, but I remember.
Come on.
I remember one time, so I was at my mum's friend's house, and she was helping me with my CV, and like all of that. But then she gave me like £5, and I said, "Oh, why did you give me that for? Like, what did I do? I didn't do anything." And I felt like I didn't need. I was like, "What did I do? I didn't do anything." And she was like, "Don't ask me stupid questions. Just take the money." And I was like, but it was like, I don't know, like. But then after I thought to myself, like, why did I? Like,
it's like an instant reaction thing,
like,
isn't
it?
It
was just like, why did I do that? Like,
yeah.
I wouldn't do that for anything else. Someone gave me my back safe. Like,
yeah, just be quiet, take the money, what's the matter with you?
Yeah, like,
what about you, Isaac?
Explain the imposter syndrome to me.
So imposter syndrome is you feeling like an imposter in a situation, yeah. So say like you come into a room and you go, oh my god, everyone's smarter than me. I don't deserve to be here. Clearly these people have got much more GCSEs than me. I don't understand the words people are using. I'm out of my depth kind of thing. Does that kind of resonate for you?
Not really. Nah, I'll be totally honest. I never feel like I'm at depth. I'm a person, I said this to Josh earlier, like, there's a lot of things that like we aspire to as young people, or aspire to be, and they've already been done. Like, if they've already been done, there's a clear strategy on how to get there. I don't ever feel out of my depth. I just feel like I lack the knowledge on how to actually get there. That's how I feel.
That's so smart. Yeah, that makes lots of sense. So, give the audience top tips for staying true to yourself. What does it take? What do you do? What is your mantra? What is your practice around how you retain your honesty? Simplify
before you complicate. That's my mantra. I always want to know the processes before I actually get knee deep into what I'm actually about to get into.
Okay, so how do you do that? What are the practical steps?
You just got to take time out and actually learn about the what you're about to get yourself into. And that's the simple bit of it, like learning what you're about to get yourself into, what strategies there are, what stuff you can implement whilst you're in there, the whole planning side of it, because that planning doesn't seem so simple, but it actually is the simplest part, because to put it into practice is the hardest part. And yeah, I
really like that. Simplify before you complicate. Love it. Thank you. Hurricane, what about you? Top tips for staying true to yourself?
Staying true to yourself, I would say for me, I feel like self-awareness and confidence, because like if you're not confident in yourself and self-aware like of who you are, it's easy to always follow other people or think that's the way that I should be living, instead of me, I'm my own unique person and I'm actually greater than what I think I am. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, be self-aware, like meditate on yourself first and actually understand yourself, understand how you work, like build that confidence in yourself, like, you know what, I'm actually great, I can actually do this, that and that, and then like you will be like, so then if someone comes, you won't feel like you have to be like them, because you're like, I'm great, I know who I am, I don't need to be like you to get to somewhere.
Yeah, get it, thank you. Josh?
For me now, I live by the saying, obedient to your vision. And it keeps me headstrong. And for everyone else, I think if you stay obedient to your vision, you won't go off track and follow someone else's vision. It's yours. You know, so you have your aim, you have your goal, your reason why you're doing it. It's yours. It's no one else's but yours. So if you stick by your own vision, you won't be lost
Yeah.
in this whole society and everything.
Yeah, it makes lots of sense. For me, I always say, nobody can be me as good as I can be me. So I just will carry on being me, innit?
Yeah.
That's all I say. So brilliant. Thank you so much for that conversation. It was really enlightening. Cheers. Thank you very much.